In this video, you will learn everything you need to know about the latest LEC roster moves. NAVI has finalized their lineup. Fnatic has a new midlaner, and SK, well, SK is still a pathetic team with zero hope for anything. Let's get into it! CEO of NAVI, Mr. Yevhen Zolotarow, was asked by a Polish league fan why Jankos wasn't part of their summer split roster. He responded with a smack grin, and these are his words, not mine, quote. I despise your pathetic nation. You have never achieved anything, and I couldn't care less about the opinion of the Polish community. You don't even have money, so you are worthless to us. And Jankos? He is an old man with dementia. Maybe I would hear him to clean the toilets. Now peace off. That's it. Not my commentary. I will let you form your own opinion. If you are wondering whatever he really meant it, just look at NAVI summer roster. Adam, Tiger, Larsen, Hansam D and Malrank, who has role swapped to support. Let's talk about their jungle role. NAVI currently has two junglers under contract. Their first choice was LEC, but since his Kharkiv and visa issues were uncertain for summer, he is signed mostly with next year in mind. He will be inactive for now, unless Tiger seriously flops. As for Tiger, he was signed only for this summer split. He knew exactly what he was getting into and is fully aware there is no longer term plan for him. Now, who is LEC? He's 19-year-old rising talent from Turkey, climbing the European development ladder in lightning speed. Started in Papara Supermassive Academy, then moved to Desire, where he helped them climb from Italy's second division to the top league. Made a strong showing at EMEA Masters, then came France and BK Rock, where he played alongside Chocolate. He is clearly a promising young jungler. You know who else followed a similar path? Douglas. And let's be real. Douglas already proved himself in the LEC and looked solid. They actually made an offer for Douglas, a proper one. They wanted to buy him out already for the summer split and even offered Heretics extra cash for every future split Douglas would play in next year. But guess what? They pulled out of the offer before even getting a response. So yeah, clearly they had a plan and they chickened out. That makes NAVI just another team your average Pole or Eastern European can officially not give a single fuck about. That makes NAVI just another team you average Pole or Eastern European can officially not give a single fuck about. They didn't even pick Minder, the only Ukrainian LEC level jungler, even thought, you know, the orc is Ukrainian. They had the potential to be an Eastern European version of Movistar Koi, a proper regional powerhouse, and they'd have it away. So yeah, kinda go fuck yourselves. What's more, before announcing their jungler, they were posting hints on Twitter suggesting they were bringing in a Polish player. And you know what? They announced Jankos as their co-streamer. They could have just given him a proper offer for next year and gained a massive Polish fanbase, but they said no. So as Paul, I'm saying no to them too. Now about Tiger. Not much to say. They wanted LEC, couldn't get him for summer, but didn't want anyone else grabbing him either. So they went for a temporary jungler. They reportedly considered Jankos, but he didn't want to join. And honestly, can you blame him? One split? No thanks. This team isn't gonna achieve jack shit. Their new support is Marlang. And honestly, I've got more tolerance for this move. NAVI's whole approach to the summer split is let's run some experiments and throw out whatever doesn't work next year. That includes cutting cost. So hey, if Marlang wants to try support and he's already signed, sure, step it, try it. Not like we have anyone else anyway. Will it work? There was one series during spring where Jong-hoon couldn't play, so Marlang stepped in as support and their coach Rick played jungle, and honestly, it looked alright. Maybe he will find himself in the new role. Maybe Marlang will become what Jong-hoon was supposed to be. I doubt it, but who knows? I always like to keep my expectation tempered when someone switches role. It's a huge question mark. For the orc, it doesn't really matter. If it works, amazing. If it doesn't, they will bench him. But listen, If NAVI were so obsessed with cutting costs this split, why not go full budget and just throw Trick back into jungle? Tiger leaving anyone's, no one cared. At least Trick would have been interesting to watch. That one rogue series he played was genuinely entertainment. If it didn't work, who gives a shit? This whole split is for griefing anyway. They kept their whole coaching staff, Freddy, Trick, etc. And I don't have much to say about them. Coaching is behind the scenes. Without insider info, it's impossible to know who is legit and who is a fraud. Freddy is the guy who is both won LEC and placed dead last, so you pick. Now for the happy circus, some call Fnatic. They dropped Humanoid and picked up Poppy, T1's academy kid, the guy who subbed in for Faker 2 years ago when Faker had that wrist injury. It didn't really impress. As with most Korean academy players, it's tough for me to give a proper take. I haven't watched his games, so I will go with what Otter says. He is mid-tier. Among Korean second division players, he is average at least. There are two possible reasons Fnatic chose him. First, he's cheap, honestly, this one makes sense. A guy who has been sitting in LCK Academy for years isn't exactly in a position to ask for a big money. If this was the main factor, well, Fnatic can go fuck them. Second, they wanted someone with a small ego, someone obedient. And that I get. You have already got Upset, Mickey and Razork on the team, 3 players with big resumes and ever bigger ego. You don't need another star. You need someone who listen. But if that was the logic, they could have picked anyone from ARLs. Omon from BK Rock, Chocolate who made EMEA Masters Finals. Do these names excite me? Not really, but neither does Poppy. At least these guys speak English and have fans in Europe. No one here gives a shit about Poppy, and they signed him for the entire next year. In the end, Poppy will probably be fine. I doubt he's gonna end in someone like Camillo, but I also don't think he is gonna stand a chance against Cap or Vladi. Just another Korean guy in LEC who changed nothing. In fact, he's probably a downgrade from Humanoid. Not that any of the other options would have been upgrades either. This wasn't about finding someone better, just about kicking out the old geezer who stopped trying and was dragging the team down. Fnatic also considered changing their top laner. They looked at Mainter and Tracin. They even offered Wunder a spot in 6-man roster. He said no. Oscar is the problem. He is bad, but there is no clear replacement. I doubt any RL top can come in and immediately offer more. And Fnatic needs more if they want this year to mean anything. As much as it hurts to say, Oscar is one of the best top laner in Europe. Maybe without Humanoid, something shift and Oscar can finally bloom. So they stick with Oscarinin, Razork, Poppy, Upset and Mickey X. Nothing screams we will better than Spring, which is why I'm betting Fnatic will now, for no reason at all, win Summer Split. For the plot. And finally, SK Gaming. Didn't wanna touch this garbage, so it's last. Bukada off. Off to BDS. In comes skins from Papara Supermassive and DNDN on top, Abedagi mid and the same old bot lane Kedui and Lupi. SK got lucky last off-season. They picked up Bukada, a jungly prodigy, and then thought, yeah, enough of that, time to cash out. Instead, they synced another ARL guy. Now, skins on his own isn't a bad move. He played in LEC years ago at Flapped. They went to France and Turkey and found success. Won the TCL 3 times in the last 2 years, but I doubt he can bring what Bukada brought. When Bukada joined, the team instantly improved. Skins? Probably not the same impact. But this might be Skins' last chance for LEC. After bombing out last time and spending 4 years in ARLs, it's hard to come back. And with how tough this SK roster is, I doubt he will stick around long. Summer could end in a beautiful disaster. Beautiful if you hate SK Gaming. Gross if you like good League of Legends. I personally can't wait for SK's next embarrassment. And on that note, I'm out.